Suppose when you face a shortage of petrol in your vehicle, you go and buy petrol in some cans or bottles. They fill the petrol according to the capacity of the can or the bottle which you have. That means how much liters of petrol that the container can hold, which gives you the volume of the container. As we know, all three-dimensional shapes have surface areas and volumes based on their dimension. We come across many situations where we need to understand the different combinations of solids and to determine their respective volumes in our day-to-day life. Here we are going to discuss volumes of combination of solids. Let's see the strategy used to solve the problems. Volume of a combination of solids. When we come across a combination of solid, the problem of finding the capacity arises. To find the volume of such a solid, first analyze the given complex solid and then identify which basic solids like cone, hemisphere, cylinder, cube, etc. make the given complex solid. Next, we need to find the volume of each of the individual basic parts. And the final step, we need to find the volume of the complex solid, which is the sum of the volumes of the individual basic parts. You can observe and see many examples around you. In an ice cream cone, you can see a combination of basic solids. If we closely observe, we can understand ice cream cone is a combination of a cone and a hemisphere. So, how much capacity gives you the volume of the ice cream cone? We need to find the volume of a cone and the hemisphere and then add them up. That is, volume of the ice cream cone is equal to volume of the cone plus volume of the hemisphere. Right? Now let's see one problem. A gulab jamun contains a sugar syrup up to about 30% of its volume. Find approximately how much syrup would be found in 45 gulab jamuns, each shaped like a cylinder with two hemispherical ends with a length 5 cm and diameter 2.8 cm. Let's see the solution. Let us first find the volume of one gulab jamun. Since gulab jamun contains one cylinder and two hemispheres, volume of gulab jamun is equal to volume of the cylinder plus volume of the two hemispheres. First find the volume of the cylinder. We know the diameter of the cylinder is equal to 2.8 cm. So naturally we can find the radius of cylinder, which is equal to diameter by 2, which is equal to 2.8 by 2, and we get it as 1.4 cm. Here diameter of the hemisphere is equal to 2.8 cm. Now the radius of the hemisphere is given by diameter by 2, which is equal to 2.8 by 2 is equal to 1.4 cm. Now height of the cylinder plus 2 into radius of the hemisphere is equal to 5 cm. Taking to the other side, we get the height of the cylinder is equal to 5 minus 2 into radius of the hemisphere, which is equal to 5 minus 2 into 1.4, and we get it as 5 minus 2.8, and that is on solving we get 2.2 cm. Now the volume of the cylinder is given by the equation pi r square into h. Substituting the values, 22 by 7 into 1.4 square into 2.2, which is equal to 22 by 7 into 1.4 into 1.4 into 2.2, which is equal to 22 into 0.2 into 1.4 into 2.2, and it comes out 13.55 centimeter cube. Now next find the volume of the hemisphere. The radius of the hemisphere is given as 1.4 centimeter. Now volume of the hemisphere is given by the equation 2 by 3 pi r cube. Substitute the values, 2 by 3 into 22 by 7 into 1.4 cube, which is equal to 2 by 3 into 22 by 7 into 1.4 into 1.4 into 1.4. Solving, 2 by 3 into 22 into 0.2 into 1.4 into 1.4, we get the answer as 5.75 centimeter cube. Now volume of two hemisphere means 2 into volume of one hemisphere, which is equal to 2 into 5.75, and we get it as 11.50 centimeter cube. Now volume of gulab jamun is equal to volume of the cylinder plus volume of two hemispheres, which is equal to 13.55 plus 11.5, which is equal to 25.05 centimeter cube. So, volume of 1 gulab jam is equal to 25.05 centimeter cube. So, what will be the volume of 45 gulab jam? We need to multiply, that is 45 into 25.05, which is equal to 1127.5 centimeter cube. Now, we need to find the quantity of syrup in 45 gulab jam. It is given that quantity of syrup in gulab jam is equal to 30%. So, syrup in 45 gulab jam is equal to how much? 30% of 1127.5, which is equal to 30 by 100 into 1127.5, and we get the answer as 338.185 centimeter cube, and approximately we can say a value of 338 centimeter cube. So, we got the syrup in 45 gulab jam is equal to 338 centimeter cube approximate value. So, let us have a recap of what we have covered in this section. We have seen various combinations of solids, and when we come across a combination of solid, the problem of finding the capacity arises. To find the volume of such a solid, we need to first analyze the given complex solid, and then we need to identify which basic solids like cone, hemisphere, etc. make the given complex solid. Next, find the volume of each of the individual basic parts, and finally find the volume of the complex solid, which is the sum of the volumes of the individual basic part. Also, we have gone through a few problems for the better understanding of the topic.